Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK today. I hope you all are doing very well, and today we'll be discussing the most important MCQs for 7th of June 2024. Let's start with our session. The first question is, recently NASA collaborated with which space agency to develop a standardized time system for the moon? So NASA and European Space Agency are collaborating to create a standardized lunar time system for the Artemis program, which basically aims to return humans to the moon. And this initiative addresses the need for unified timekeeping so as to coordinate the international and private lunar mission. With upcoming missions from China, India and the private companies, a common lunar time system is essential for successful operations and coordination. Okay, so NASA has collaborated with European Space Agency so as to develop a standardized time system for the moon. Okay, now let's see some space related current affairs. The first question is, which space organization recently developed the computational fluid dynamics software named as Pravah? Here answer is ISRO, the Indian Space Research Organization. They have developed Pravah, which is a computational fluid dynamics software at the Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, and it simulates the airflow for the launch vehicles, and it is crucial for designing their shape, structure and thermal protection system. Okay, also it is used in the Gaganyaan program for analyzing the human rated launch vehicles. Currently it simulates the airflow for perfect and real gas conditions with ongoing validations for chemical reactions in the scramjet vehicle. Okay, so your correct answer is ISRO. Recently ISRO collaborated with which company for sustainable space exploration through additive manufacturing? So for this purpose ISRO has collaborated with Wipro 3D. Recently which Indian created history by becoming the first Indian space tourist? Many times we have discussed about this question already. Here answer would be Gopi Thotha Kura. He is the first Indian space tourist. Recently which country successfully launched the Shenzhou 18 spacecraft to their space station? Answer is country China. Recently ISRO has decided to achieve the debris free space by which year? So ISRO has decided to achieve the debris free space by the end of 2030. Okay. Next question is, Department of Higher Education recently signed a memorandum of understanding with which organization for creating the digital library platform named as Rashtriya E-Pustakalay? So Department of School Education and the National Book Trust have signed a memorandum of understanding in New Delhi so as to create the Rashtriya E-Pustakalay, which is a 24/7 digital library platform. And here Secretary K. Sanjay Murthy highlighted its potential to enhance the book accessibility and address the library reach issues in many states. Also, he anticipates that in next 2 to 3 years, the platform will feature over 10,000 books in more than 100 languages. Okay, so your correct answer is B option, National Book Trust. Now let's see some MOUs that have been signed these days. First is, recently the Armed Forces Medical Services signed a memorandum of understanding with which IIT to collaborate on research and training. So Armed Forces Medical Services have signed this MOU with IIT Hyderabad so as to collaborate on research and training. Indian Oil Corporation Limited recently signed a memorandum of understanding with which Armed Force of India to promote hydrogen and the fuel cell technology. This is Indian Army. Which two institutions recently signed a memorandum of understanding to strengthen the cyber security in India? This is CSC and USI. What is it? The Common Services Center and United Service Institution. Okay. Airbus Helicopters recently signed a memorandum of understanding with which bank for helicopter financing in India? So Airbus Helicopters has signed this MOU with SIDBI so as to finance the helicopters in India. Okay, SIDBI stands for Small Industries Development Bank of India. Recently which Indian company signed a memorandum of understanding with Norwegian firm to implement the floating solar power technology in India? This is NHPC Limited. Okay. Next is, President Hala Tomasdottir has been elected as the president of which country? So she has been elected as the 7th president of the country Iceland, and she will take office on 1st of August 2024. Okay, and she has succeeded Gunnar Johannesson. Fine. So presidential elections held on 1st of June 2024, and she had won 34.3% of the votes, defeating former Prime Minister Katrin Jakobsdottir. And the President of Iceland serves a largely ceremonial role in its parliamentary democracy, with real executive power held by the Prime Minister. Okay, so who's the new President of country Iceland? This is Hala Tomasdottir. Now let's see some recent elections. Recently, Claudia Sheinbaum has been elected as the first woman president of which country? She is the first woman president of the country Mexico. Recently, General To Lam was elected as the new president of which country? He is the newly elected president of country Vietnam. Recently, who has been elected as the president of Supreme Court Bar Association? This is Mr. Kapil Sibal. He is the new president of Supreme Court Bar Association. Recently, Muhammad Idris Deby has been elected as the president of which African country? He is the newly elected president of African country Chad. Recently, Jose Raul Mulino has been elected as the new president of which country? Your answer would be the country Panama. Okay. Next is, recently where was the World Summit on the Information Society held? So here correct answer is Geneva, that is D option. India participated in the International Telecommunication Union's World Summit on Information Society Forum High Level Event 2024 in Geneva, Switzerland, and this forum commemorates 20 years since the WSIS that held in Geneva in 2003 and then in Tunis in 2005. Okay, it is co-organized by ITU, UNESCO, then there is United Nations Development Programme, UNCTAD, etc. Basic aim here is to address the information and communication technology issues through a multi-stakeholder approach, fostering a people-centric, inclusive and development-oriented information society. Okay, so what is the venue for this summit? Answer would be D option, that is Geneva, Switzerland. Now let's see some host-related current affairs. India will host the 2025 BWF World Junior Championships in which city? Here answer would be Guwahati city of Assam. Okay. Recently, which country hosted the Sustainable Finance for Tiger Landscapes conference? Answer is the country Bhutan. Recently, which country hosted the first International Rainbow Tourism Conference? Answer is Nepal. Recently, which country hosted the 17th Annual International Biocuration Conference? This is India. And last is, which country hosted the World Environment Day 2024? We celebrate the World Environment Day on 5th of June. This year, the venue country was Saudi Arabia. Okay. Which country will host the 81st IATA Annual General Meeting and World Air Transport Summit in Delhi, India on 8th to 10th of June 2025? So here correct answer would be India, that is C option. India will host the International Air Transport Association's Annual General Meeting next year, which marks a return after 42 years. Okay. This body was established in 1945 and it represents the global airline industry, advocating for its interest and setting the industry standards so as to enhance the safety and not only safety but efficiency and sustainability. So with 330 member airlines including the leading passenger and cargo carriers, it plays a pivotal role in shaping the aviation sector. Headquarters lied in Montreal in the country of Canada. Okay, so here correct answer is C option, that is India. Now let's see some international current affairs. First question is, in a gesture of humanitarian aid, India has recently sent a shipment of nearly 90 tons of medical supplies to which country? So India has sent this much amount of medical supplies to the country Cuba. Chang 6 mission recently seen in the news is associated with which country? Your answer here is China. According to the recent government data, India got highest FDI from which country in 2023 to 24? This is the country Singapore. Okay. The Mid-Year Climate Conference, also known as 60th meeting of the subsidiary bodies recently organized in which country? It was organized in the country of Germany. Funan Techno Canal project, recently seen in the news, is associated with which country? This project belongs to Cambodia. Fine. Recently, the central government has approved the establishment of an Indian Institute of Management in which district of Assam? So, central government has approved the plan of Assam for a new IIM in Kamrup district with IIM Ahmedabad mentoring the project. And this decision aims to bolster the education and industry in the northeastern region where only one IIM currently exists. And the Assam's collaboration with IIM Ahmedabad and provision of land underscores its commitment to advance the education and economic growth. So this initiative is expected to benefit the neighboring states like Nagaland and Arunachal Pradesh, right? So now a new IIM would be established in the Kamrup district of Assam. Fine. Let's talk about some recent inaugurations. The first question is, recently the Vice President of India inaugurated Center for Carbon Fiber and Preprex at which place? So this center has been inaugurated in Bangalore city. Recently, where was the Emergency Medical Response System inaugurated? Your answer is again Bangalore city. Next is, recently India's first multi-purpose green hydrogen pilot project was inaugurated in which Indian state? India's first multi-purpose green hydrogen pilot project has been inaugurated in Himachal Pradesh. Recently, where was the world's first Om-shaped temple inaugurated? Your answer is Rajasthan. Recently, the Department of Fisheries inaugurated the integration of the KCC fisheries scheme on which portal? Your correct answer is Jan Samarth portal. Fine. Now, next question is, Ruaha National Park, recently seen in the news, is located in which country? So, it lies in Tanzania. And why this national park came into news? Because the conservation efforts of Tanzania face scrutiny as reports emerge of human rights abuses by Ruaha National Park rangers, and such incidents highlight the increasing conflict between the conservation authorities and the local communities. So focus of Tanzania is on conservation and tourism development, which is backed by international funding, and it has led to land disputes and disruptions to the indigenous livelihood. The World Bank's withdrawal of $150 million from the Tanzania's Regrow project underscores the concerns over human rights violation. And Ruaha National Park is situated the west of Iringa town in south central Tanzania, which spans in an elevation of 2500 to 5200 feet, and it covers 5000 square feet, and it covers 5000 square miles. Initially, it was a part of Rungwa Game Reserve. Okay, so Ruaha National Park lies in the country Tanzania. Fine. Now let's see the locations of important national parks that were in news. Recently, a Himalayan serow was spotted in which national park of Assam? So answer is Nameri National Park. Okay, you can be asked about the location that Nameri National Park lies in which state? Answer would be Assam. Gugua National Fossils Park, recently seen in the news, is located in which Indian state? This park lies in Madhya Pradesh. How many Great Indian Bustards were spotted during the annual waterhole survey recently conducted in the National Desert Park, Rajasthan? This is 64. Mrugavani National Park, recently seen in the news, is located in which Indian state? This national park lies in Telangana. And last is Phongpui National Park, recently seen in the news, is located in which Indian state? This national park lies in Mizoram. Okay. Recently, which state organized a 3-day Nakshatra Sabha to promote the astro-tourism in the region? This is Uttarakhand state government. They have organized a 3-day Nakshatra Sabha so as to promote the astro-tourism. Basic aim is to position the state as a top destination for celestial enthusiasts, and this event showcased the region's stunning views of the Himalayan peaks and the Toon Valley. This initiative is part of Uttarakhand's broader strategy to boost the multi-dimensional tourism, including the green adventure and the wellness tourism, which would definitely enhance the state's appeal to diverse the travelers seeking unique and the sustainable experiences. Okay. So Uttarakhand state government has organized this 3-day Nakshatra Sabha campaign to promote the astro-tourism in the region. Now let's see some state-related current affairs. Recently, which state or the union territory has declared Human rabies, a notifiable disease under the Epidemic Diseases Act of 1897. This is Jammu and Kashmir. Hulon Kapar Gibbon Sanctuary, recently seen in the news, is located in which Indian state? It lies in Assam. Recently, which state has introduced artificial intelligence learning in the class 7 ICT textbook? This is the state of Kerala. Which state government has recently banned the sale, production and distribution of tobacco product? Answer is Telangana. Virupaksh temple, recently seen in the news, is located in which Indian state? This temple lies in Karnataka state. Fine. What is the theme of World Environment Day 2024? First of all, World Environment Day is celebrated annually on 5th of June since 1973. Millions worldwide participate in its observance, and this year the theme is land restoration, desertification and drought resilience. Fine. Two things are important. We celebrate the World Environment Day on 5th of June. This year the theme is land restoration, desertification and drought resilience. Let's see some days and theme related question. Which day is observed as International Day of Innocent Children Victims of Aggression every year? Correct answer here is 4th of June. And this day highlights the children's suffering worldwide. And this day basically focuses on the pain that was endured by the innocent children. Okay. So United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, that was founded in 1997, aims to end the violence against children. And in 2018, the refugee crisis saw over 70 million people, including children, fleeing the conflict. In 2019, United Nations reported 357 killings and 30 disappearances of human rights defender. Okay, so this day is observed every year on 4th of June. Which day is observed as World Milk Day every year? Answer is 1st of June. Which day is observed as Hindi Journalism Day every year? Your answer would be 30th of May. Which day is observed as World Thyroid Day annually? Answer is 25th of May. And last is, which day is observed as National Anti-Terrorism Day annually? Your answer is 21st of May. Okay. Now last question is, how many medals were won by India at the Taiwan Athletics Open 2024? So Indian athletes conducted their campaign at the 2024 Taiwan Athletics Open with a total of 7 medals, 3 gold, 3 silver and 1 bronze. Okay. This event is actually the part of World Athletics Continental Tour and took place in Taipei. Fine. So overall, India has won 7 medals at the Taiwan Athletics Open 2024. Now let's see some important questions regarding medals. Who has become the first Indian gymnast to win a gold medal at the 2024 Asian Gymnastics Championship? So the first gymnast to win a gold medal at this championship is Deepa Karmakar. Okay. Recently, who won the silver medal at the Asian Trampoline Gymnastics Championship? This is Shrishti Khandagle. Fine. Recently, who secured a gold medal in women's 10 meters air rifle at World Shooting Parasport Tournament in Changwon, Korea? Answer would be Mona Agarwal. Next is Prachi Yadav, who recently won 2 gold medals in the ACC Para Cano Asian Championships 2024, belongs to which Indian state? So she is from Madhya Pradesh. Nahi Tivecha, who recently won 2 gold medals in the Indian Masters National Badminton Championship, belongs to which state? So Nahi Tivecha belongs to Maharashtra. Fine. So these are the most important current affairs and the news from today. And now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, me Nuzhat Sana signing off.